Hey everyone, and welcome back to Jerry's Guide to Better Rules. This episode I've titled The Stone Axe, Your New Best Friend, because that's kind of what the whole point of this is. I'll be talking about tools, I'll be talking a bit about mining and such, and how to best spend your precious cobblestone in the early game. But before we delve into that, I will just quickly divide you guys' attention to a lovely video made by Icy New Year. He's an awesome guy, and he's made a video detailing a lot of the, not the changes in terms of alcohol hunger, but how you can deal with it. He shows you how to make different foods, how to set up a reliable source of food in the early game and such. It's a really good video, and there should be a link in the annotation somewhere here on the screen. So with that behind me, I will get straight on to the stuff I'm gonna talk about. One of the first changes you'll notice when playing Better Rules is that wooden pickaxes are now a shadow of their former self. Basically, each pickaxe will only last you for one bit of cobblestone, so you'll need to craft 3 pickaxes in order to even get your first stone pickaxe. And even then, the stone pickaxe itself will only last for 1, 2, and that's 3. You can see it's about halfway done now, so 6 blocks in total is how long your trusty stone pickaxe is worth now. Basically, it makes branch mining in the early game more or less impossible, because you'll barely break even on the stone itself. You will break even, you'll even come out with double, but it's not a lot of extra stone that you're getting. So covering large distances in branch mining is thus not very reliable. Instead, a lot of the early game now focuses on actually spelunking, finding some caves, and getting some of all this lovely easy iron that are right there. Once you have obtained some of all this easy iron, you melt it like usual. So if we take some coal here, throw this in here, and instead it gives these small iron nuggets. Iron nuggets are just like gold nuggets, they are only worth 1/9 of an ingot. So if you instead take all your nuggets here and craft them, you can then make the ingots. And with, as usual, if I didn't screw up there we go, iron pickaxe. You need to put a lot more effort into your early game in order to succeed, and you need to... The challenges are greater, but the reward, you might think the reward is the same because you're still just getting an iron pickaxe, but the iron pickaxe is going to feel so much greater once you get it in your hands. Also, iron tools have received a bit of an upgrade, so they now last a lot longer, because it's supposed to be the metal of choice until you reach the point in the mod where you have the mod tools themselves. Again, this seems like a very brutal change, but give it some time. Now, while we're down a hole, I'll just quickly go over another change that's been made to the mod recently. It's termed hardcore bouncing, and basically it prevents you from placing blocks while you're in the air. So if I jump down here, up here, jump out, and I still can't place blocks on the way down. Instead, if you need to pillar up, you put 1 block, jump on top of it, and like that. If you don't have a wall to place it against, of course, you're going to need to use twice as much resources, so you do it like this instead. Now, the reason I termed this episode Stone Axe Your New Best Friend is that stone axes have become a really awesome tool. This has to do with both the fact that wooden swords and stone swords have been removed from the game, they're no longer craftable. Instead, shovels and axes have received a massive upgrade to their damage. So a stone axe is more or less the same damage as a stone sword used to be. In addition, all blocks in Minecraft now has a tool connected to them which is good at destroying them. So, like, you know, before leaves, you needed shears to actually destroy them quickly, and even then you didn't actually destroy them, you just got the leaf block, so you didn't get sapling from it. Well, axes now have an affinity for destroying leaves. As you can see, it takes a lot longer to destroy with anything else in your hand. So using a stone axe or iron axe when you get to that point is a lot more efficient for cutting down leaves and getting to the trunk itself. In addition to stone and wooden swords, you can no longer craft stone hoes or wooden hoes. Instead, farming has been put further up in the tech tree, so you now have to get to iron or possibly gold, since you can make a golden hoe still. The golden hoe, of course, won't last as long, but it's a way to save some of your precious iron if you've encountered a bunch of gold anyway. A couple more recipe changes has to do with, first of all, flint and steel. Instead of using an iron ingot, it now uses a iron nugget, and the recipe is completely shapeless now. So you can craft this very easy without having to experiment and find what shape is it again. Something that's, I bet most people hate in Minecraft. The compass has also received a change to recipe in that it uses an iron nugget now instead, making it a lot cheaper to build up once you had your first meeting with hardcore spawn. Iron buckets have also received a price reduction, and now they're crafted by placing 7 iron nuggets here in a U-shape, making them much more reliable to get early game as a way of milking cows and such, since milk now has a food value. The final recipe change I'm going to cover here is with regard to diamond tools. Instead of diamonds acting as a shortcut where you could just get free diamond from a jungle temple, desert temple, whatever, and get your pickaxe and thus get past all of these problems getting iron in the early game, you now have to craft a diamond ingot from your diamonds. You do this by making an alloy between iron and diamond and then using the magical properties of creep oysters to fuse them together. And with the diamond ingot you can now craft your armor and tools as usual. On a final note here, the changes to wooden pickaxes and stone pickaxes are limited to the pickaxe variation. Stone axes still have the same number of uses as they did before these last couple of updates. They still won't last you forever, but they'll last a good deal longer than 6 blocks. Wooden axes are no longer craftable because that doesn't make sense. Instead you have the wooden pickaxe and the wooden shovel, which both serve as decent weapons until you can get iron. And stone. I meant to say stone. Good night. Or day.